All right, let's dive straight into this epic explainer. Today, we're setting the cinematic stage for literally one of the most incredible character transformations out there. We're talking about the story of Iron Pereira. You know, the guy famously dubbed the deadbeat noble. This is a kid who wakes up from a staggering 10-year slumber of deep grief after losing his mother and basically giving up on life to kick off a legendary journey that's going to shake the entire continent. Now, the inciting incident here is just wild. Seriously, how does a boy whose only hobby is sleeping suddenly become this fierce warrior? Well, it all starts with a dream. But not just any random dream. Aaron starts having these hyper-realistic visions of a mysterious, unnamed man who relentlessly swings a massive sword, day in and day out. And this wasn't just some fleeting nightmare. It was this visceral, exhausting experience. Aaron literally felt every muscle tear and every single drop of sweat. Chapter 1. The Deadbeat Noble Awakens. So Aaron wakes up in a cold sweat, his body actually aching for action, and he just marches out to the courtyard and swings this massive, unwieldy wooden sword until he totally collapses. Why? Because of the downright terrifying dedication of that man in his dream. I mean, look at this timeline. For almost 4 decades, through rain, snow, joy, and sorrow, this man did absolutely nothing but swing his sword until the day he died, standing up, still clutching the hilt. This absolute unyielding obsession becomes the exact foundation for Aaron's own relentless training. He's not relying on some hidden talent. He is literally relying on a ghost's lifetime of grit. Chapter 2, Trials at Chrono Academy. So, from the dusty courtyard of his home, Aaron crosses the threshold into the elite Chrono Academy. Now, this is the premier school for swordsmen on the continent, right? They only take the absolute best of the best, and a brutal contrast emerges almost instantly. Aaron is surrounded by natural-born geniuses, the fierce Judith, the arrogant noble Bart, and the completely unbeatable prodigy Ilya Lindsay. Aaron, he possesses absolutely zero natural talent, making his severe physical weakness the immediate laughingstock among the trainees. But here's the kicker. His unbreakable iron will, forged by that man in his dreams, begins to shock everyone. Because while the geniuses rest, Aaron is out there swinging his sword. And we get to see that iron will manifest step by step. First, he pushes past total physical collapse in the endurance trials, which genuinely terrifies the instructors. Then, during the midterm evaluation, he completely throws away his own ranking to save a drowning Judith, proving he's got incredible character. And finally, in the ultimate exam, he unleashes a single crater-making strike that literally shatters the arena. Through all this, Aaron doesn't just barely pass. He earns the deep, undeniable respect of his fierce rivals and the legendary swordmaster himself, Ian. Chapter 3, Forging a New Path. Now, despite totally crushing it at the academy, Aaron hits a massive wall. He has this scary realization that he's basically just a puppet, flawlessly copying the man from his dreams without any real personal drive of his own. Realizing this, he makes the tough call to leave the prestigious academy to find his own reason to fight. And this brings us to the super fascinating power system of this world. You've got traditional aura, which is all about raw technique and energy. But then you have mystic arts, which is literally about manifesting your inner desires into physical reality. Along the way, Aaron meets this quirky magical cat named Ruru, who spots his potential. She teaches him to combine these two concepts, allowing Aaron to manifest a colossal, invisible mystic sword driven purely by his deep desire to protect his family. But bam, the reality check hits, and it hits hard. Just when Aaron thinks he's finally found his footing, he crosses paths with the legendary knight Ignat. She is an absolute powerhouse who effortlessly defeats him, but more importantly, she brutally exposes his psychological flaws. She looks right at him and tells him that his quote-unquote desire to protect is really just a convenient excuse for running away from his true potential and his fear of conflict. And yeah, it crushes his confidence entirely. Chapter 4, The Gladiator of Partisan. So what does he do? To prove Ignat wrong and to forge a raw, undeniable intent to win, Aaron travels to the brutal partisan arena. This is the real deal, where fighters battle for blood and glory. And he adapts fast in 3 distinct stages. First, he meditates deeply, aligning the heavy steel of his mystic arts with actual physical swordplay. Second, armed with this fierce new mindset, he violently skyrockets through the gladiator ranks, absolutely destroying opponents from the bishop tier all the way up to king. And third, he reunites with his old academy rivals, Bart and Judith, diving into intense cross-training that pushes every single one of them way beyond their limits. all of this builds massive, spine-tingling tension for the ultimate climax of the arena arc. Eren, having just bulldozed through every obstacle, is scheduled to fight the reigning arena champion. And who on earth is that champion? None other than his unbeatable academy rival, the prodigy Ilya Lindsay, who, it turns out, has been walking her own very dark path of obsession.
Chapter 5: The Aura Sword Champion.
Okay, picture this. The arena is absolutely packed, and this high-stakes duel is pushing Eren to his absolute physical and mental limits. Ilya's strikes are relentless, literally lightning fast. For the first time ever, Eren isn't just trying to survive the fight. He is actively fighting to win. And right in the heat of this insane clash, Eren finally breaks completely free from the Dream Man's shadow. He stops copying, he stops hesitating, and he manifests his own radiant, blinding aura sword. With a single devastating strike of pure light, he shatters Ilya's blade and claims the ultimate victory. It is such an epic payoff. But Eren's true strength has always been his heart, and we anchor all that incredible action with some deep emotional resonance. Instead of gloating like most victors would, Eren just offers his hand to a stunned, defeated Ilya, telling her it's a bit embarrassing to say, but he'd like them to make peace. With that one gesture, he pulls her completely out of her toxic obsession with perfection and failure, cementing his status not just as the arena champion, but as a true hero and a genuine friend. Chapter 6: The Demon's Subjugation Squad. Moving forward, Eren and Ilya's journey leads them straight into an elite demon subjugation squad. And guess who leads it? The very knight who previously crushed Eren's spirit, the legendary Ignat. Now the stakes go from 0 to 100 during a brutal raid on a demonic dungeon. Ignat actually pushes herself way too far trying to defeat the Demon Lord, and she falls totally unconscious. As the demon dies, it unleashes this nasty posthumous curse, leaving the entire elite squad trapped inside a suffocating, impenetrable demonic barrier. It literally looks like all hope is lost. With the greatest paladins on the continent totally panicking, Eren steps up. He's the squad's only hope now. He digs deep, drawing upon absolutely everything he's learned to unlock the true Sword of the Heart. If you're wondering what that is, it's this radiant energy powered by an unbreakable human will to protect the world. It basically acts as the ultimate divine light against demonic darkness. And guys, it's a breathtaking moment. Eren combines his burning, fiery will with a total mastery of the 5 elements. He steps right up to this pitch-black barrier and unleashes a strike so pure, so immensely powerful, that it completely obliterates the demonic curse. He shatters the darkness, saves everyone's lives, and in doing so earns the absolute awe and respect of the continent's greatest holy knights. After waking up and seeing what happened, Ignat fully acknowledges Eren's incredible power. She formally invites him to join her elite squad. In 3 years. But Eren? He's definitely no longer that timid, deadbeat noble. He flat out rejects her generous offer. Instead, he boldly sets a 1-year time limit, making a promise that in just 12 short months, he won't just join her squad, he's going to completely surpass her. Which brings us to an absolutely incredible cliffhanger. Think about it. Going from a boy who literally slept for a decade to a warrior challenging the continent's strongest knight. Will Eren actually achieve the impossible and master his aura in just 1 single year? Or is he going to fall short against the legendary Ignat? What do you think it truly takes to awaken your own hidden potential? Keep that question in the back of your mind as we wrap up this explainer, and stay focused on your own path until next time.